Today we're going back to school shopping. We've been back to school shopping every year for the past, 10, almost 11 years, I guess. And I've learned a few things along the way. I used to spend a ton of money buying everything in August, the last couple of weeks of August, only to find out that either I had the wrong things or we didn't actually need all of the things that we got. So today I'm going to take you along and show you what you actually need for the first day of school. Alright, so we just got back from shopping. So we were shopping for one elementary school aged child and two high schoolers. So let me show you what we got. These are the items that we got spread out on the coffee table here. And I will take you through each one. Here is exactly what we got for our elementary school child. She is going into grade 4, and this is about all she needs. There is not a ton of stuff that you really actually do need to get for back to school. I think most of it is an advertising ploy by, marketers and retailers, and they want you to spend a ton of money. But truth is, you don't need to, especially not before the first day of school. We don't buy a ton of school clothes. I give the kids an option of getting a new shirt for school, and this year I happened to find these really cute denim jeggings for my daughter, and so she picked the Shopkins shirt, and she'll wear those with the jeggings on her first day of school. But besides that, I mean, on the first day of school, usually the way it ends up being here, it's not actually fall weather, it's a little bit warmer, and so the kids end up wearing shorts and t-shirts and things to school for the first couple of weeks anyway, and it doesn't get cooler until a little bit later. So buying a bunch of fall clothing and having it ready to go for the first day of school is pointless. You can buy the same stuff at a little bit lower price when they start reducing the prices, a few weeks in or a month into school, when people are done their back to school shopping. So it just makes sense to not spend a ton of money on the clothes. And then, of course, kids grow really quickly. And so, through the year, they will need new pairs of pants, new pairs of shoes, new t-shirts, and whatever. So there's no point in getting a bunch, and spending a ton of money on them before they actually grow out of them, because they will grow out of them pretty quickly, especially in the elementary school years. Okay, so we got a pair of shoes. Now, we had a pair of shoes from last year that did not get worn at all, and so we only needed to get one pair. Our general rule for schools here is that they need one pair of indoor shoes and one pair of outdoor shoes. Their indoor shoes count as gym shoes. So because we already had a pair of gym shoes that didn't get worn from before, we got these as my daughter's outdoor shoes. Now, of course, in the winter, she'll be wearing boots, and those I don't even think about until it's actually boot weather, and then we revisit last year's and see if they still fit, and if they don't, we think about getting new boots then. The thing is, the snow doesn't really hit the ground, doesn't start to fly until December or later, so that's several months where their feet can grow quite a bit. And so there's no point in buying brand new boots now when chances are they're going to grow right out of them by the time they need them. So then we also got pencil crayons. Our pencil crayons, we have tons of them in our house, but they tend to get lost and we don't have all the colors that they need. And that's one thing that it's nice for them to have a set of their own, even though they do have classroom pencil crayons and crayons. But having their own really makes a difference. And of course this one comes with a pencil sharpener, and it was on sale. It's about half price. So now the other three things here, this is pencil sharpeners, these are erasers, and this is a ruler. These are all things that my daughter picked herself, and they were all about $1 each. So it's kind of nice when you're not spending a ton of money on everything else to be able to say, yeah, if you want to spend a few dollars on picking things yourself, then by all means go ahead. So that's it. That's all my daughter needs. Now, when she goes to school on the first day, the teacher may very well send home a list of items that they need to bring. And that's great. If there are items that we haven't gotten already, then I can go out and get them then. But if I were to try and, predict what she was going to need at this point in the year, so it's 2 weeks to when school starts, it would be an exercise in futility. I'd end up wasting a bunch of money, I'm sure. So that's the way I do it. I don't buy too much until I actually get the list from the teacher, and then I go out and buy whatever the teacher has specifically requested that we don't already have. Okay, so that's elementary school. Sorry, I forgot the backpack. And now this backpack is just an inexpensive one from Walmart. Normally what I like to do is get good quality backpacks from MEC, which are like backpacking, hiking backpacks, and they're designed for durability. And so I've done that with my sons with great success, and they've lasted year after year after year. I did that with my daughter, and she really gets tired of it very quickly, using the same backpack year after year. So I did let her pick a different backpack. However, I tried to make sure that for the price, it was relatively durable. So high school stuff. Here's the high school stuff. So this is for 2 kids, 2 high schoolers, one going into grade 9 and one going into grade 11. Okay, so in our school, we have, the school year is broken up into 2 semesters. They have 4 classes each semester. So what I did was, or what we have found works for us with my oldest, is getting 2 binders per semester and storing 2 subjects in each one. So, and these ones you can see are from Dollarama. They're $3 each. They've got the clear plastic front, right? So they can put a schedule or extra notes or whatever in there. And they're quite durable. They'll last 2 years if you want them to. I'm not really that concerned because they really aren't that expensive. But so I've got 2 kids obviously going into high school, so I'll give one a white one and one a black, or each one a white and a black one, so that they'll be able to tell them apart. And then, of course, since they've only got 2 binders, they can easily carry them in their backpack back and forth, to and from school if they need all 4 subjects at once for homework or projects or whatever. And the other thing that we usually do, we didn't get any new pencil cases, but what I usually do is get the 3-ring pencil cases and put one in each binder. So the way my oldest breaks it up is one binder is for the morning, the other binder is for the afternoon. And then in that pencil case is, pencils, erasers, calculator, math set, whatever they need for those specific classes. And then that just stays in the binder. And that way they don't have to worry about carrying an extra pencil case around. It's already in their binder. So that makes things a little bit easier. And it can be subject specific. So like I said, you don't see any math sets here, but we use the same math sets from year to year. And, the first year of high school, we got a math set and then lost it and needed to get another math set. So we ended up buying a few, and you can actually get them at Dollarama too. So, that's not a huge expense. They're $2 or $3. And so that's a nice and easy. Same with the pencil cases. We'll probably do that again with the three hole pencil cases. The oldest can use his from previous years. The next one going into grade 9 will need to buy new ones, but again, they're not that expensive, so that's all right. And then, of course, glue sticks. I just got a 3-pack to split between all 3 kids. Now, my daughter, one of her optional items was actually some glue sticks, so she won't actually need one of these, but at least I've got an extra one in case she runs out. And then, of course, paper. So in elementary school, they tend to use notebooks and do-it-tangs. They don't actually tend to use lined paper at our schools. However, in high school, they do, and they need tons and tons of it. So these ones I got for 25 cents a piece, the packages for 25 cents a piece, probably at Walmart. And so that's $1 worth of paper there. That's not bad. So you can really stock up at the beginning of the year when you find those sales. But again, you're not spending a ton of money, and whatever you don't use, save to the next year. So I've got a huge stack of paper that we haven't used in previous years that I'm going to add to this stockpile. And then, so when we fill up their binders for the first day of school, we put a bunch of paper in. You'll see over here, we've got dividers. 1 or 2 dividers in each binder. Again, each binder is for 2 subjects. You don't really need a divider on the top subject, but you want at least one in between to divide the 2 of them. And so all I needed was 1 package of dividers for both boys, and that'll do just fine. That's 97 cents, so that's not bad at all. And then so we'll stick the paper in there with the dividers, and they'll be ready to go for their first day of school. And then over here, this is kind of an optional item. Sometimes the teachers will send home lists asking for do-it-tangs. It's pretty much a given with 3 kids that at least one teacher is going to ask for do-it-tangs. And these right now are 15 cents each. So this is the best time to buy them, right? So, and I know I'm probably going to use them. So 60 cents, there you go, and now I'm prepared. Okay, so now we have pencils. These are cool plastic pencils. They look very neat. They're black. They'll be easy to tell which ones, belong to which kids and that sort of thing. Again, $1 a pack. And high schoolers, I always make sure they have lots of extra pencils because teachers are not going to be handing out pencils like they would in elementary school. And if you get behind in taking notes, then you're lost for the rest of the period. So I like to make sure that they have lots of pencils, and again, divided up into pencil cases for both binders. Erasers, I didn't know I actually bought that set of erasers. Look at that. That one's got an eraser holder. But these are the ones that we usually get in the 4 packs, and then of course we've got enough to divide up between all 3 kids. The white erasers, I really like these. A friend was telling me this morning about a different kind of art eraser that she likes over these. You could give those a try. These ones are $2 for 4 of them, so I mean the price is right. But this is what we've gotten year after year, and they work really well. They don't tear up your paper too when you're trying to erase something. So that one is the same exact thing. This one's just a little bit more expensive. And again, pencil crayons. So high schoolers, you don't think of it, but they will need pencil crayons. And I do like to get them a new pack each time because, they'll lose certain colors. And when the teacher says, get out a red pencil crayon and mark this in your notes, you want to make sure that they have them, because if they don't, they're going to get behind, trying to borrow one from a friend or whatever. So, and these ones are nice because they are pre-sharpened, and of course they come with their own pencil sharpener. So these usually just stay in their backpacks, and the kids in our school are allowed to take their backpacks from class to class, so it just stays in their backpack, and if they need it, it's there. Now, if in your child's high school, they're not allowed to take their backpack from class to class, you just stick these in the pencil case that goes in the binder as well. And then, of course, a backpack. So, like I said, I try to get mech backpacks. We were at Walmart, and I saw this one, and it was cheaper than what I'd spend at Mech, but it looks really, really good quality. It looks like it's well made, and it will hold the binders that my youngest son will need. My oldest son, of course, still has his Mech backpack that's been going strong for the last, since he started high school, so the last 2 years, so it's going on its 3rd year, so he'll keep using that probably all the way through high school. I'm hoping that this one will be the same for the second high schooler, that this one will last him all the way through high school. So this was $30 at Walmart. Again, cheaper than what I would get at Mech. At Mech, I'd expect to pay $40 or $50 at minimum. Again, it's worth it. It's totally worth it, so that you don't have holes in the bottom of their backpacks by the end of the school year and things like that. And water bottles. Again, there's no reason to buy a new water bottle every single year. So only 1 kid out of 3 needed a new one this year, so he picked this one. I think this one's about $13 at Walmart. It'll do for quite a while. Now, for many years, I was only letting the kids buy metal water bottles because we found plastic water bottles, if they get dropped, especially when the temperature is below 0, they will shatter. They'll break. And so this is for the oldest. He's gotten to the age where he's not going to be dropping his water bottle as much, at least I hope not. And so it's a little bit safer in his hands. But normally, like I said, we would buy metal, a stainless steel. Then you don't have to worry about BPA and all that stuff. And they just last longer. So there we go. So only 1 needed to upgrade on the bottle. The other 2 will use bottles that they've used in previous years. And then, of course, shoes. So both boys this year chose work boots. So these are work boots from Walmart. They're $40. I know a lot of people prefer to spend a ton of money on shoes and footwear for their kids. I'm of the opinion that, you know what, they're going to grow out of them in 6 months. There's no point in spending hundreds of dollars on a pair of shoes that are only going to be good for 6 months. So we buy, they pick them out themselves, but we stick within a minimum. If they are a little bit too high on money-wise, then I tell them, okay, you need to keep it within a certain price range. They chose wisely this time around. Now, if they did decide that they wanted to buy, a $150 pair of Nikes, then I would cover up to a certain dollar amount, and they would have to cover the rest if they really wanted to do it. personally, I'm not going to invest my money on a pair of expensive Nikes that they would grow out of in a couple of months. So that's just my personal opinion. And I've found that it has saved a ton of money over the years. 3 kids buying shoes. Now, the high schoolers, only one is going to be taking gym class this year. He's going to need gym shoes. So that's 2 pairs for him, only 1 pair for the oldest. And then, of course, we would normally need 2 pairs for the youngest. So when you're talking about 3 kids and you're talking about potentially 6 pairs of shoes and you're spending, $100 per pair, that really adds up quickly, and is it really necessary? Like, that money could be spent on so many other things. So I like to try and keep the costs down. And again, the boys' shoes, their feet may quite possibly grow, especially the grade 9, the one in grade 9. And if he ends up needing a second pair of shoes halfway through the year, then hey, at least I won't have already spent my total budget on shoes. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's the way I do it. So that is my back to school haul, and that is what I would consider the bare necessities for elementary school age and for high schoolers. Like I said, you don't have to spend a ton of money. So for all of this, so we've got 2 backpacks, 3 pairs of footwear, binders, pencil crayons, all of that stuff, paper, water bottle, that came to $258. So like I said, it adds up quickly, right? And there's no reason to spend money where you don't need to. So I'd love to hear your tips and tricks for saving money when you're doing back to school shopping, how you keep the price reasonable, and how you budget for it. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.